What if everything you've been told about burn rate is wrong? That tracking your cash burn could actually be hurting your startup? Most founders obsess over runway, but the real killers are hiding in plain sight. Today, we're exposing the dangerous myths about burn rate and what you should measure instead to avoid startup death. Conventional wisdom tells you that tracking your burn rate is the holy grail of subscription analytics, that if you monitor cash outflow religiously, you'll avoid startup death. But what if I told you that fixating on burn rate is not just useless, but dangerous? That the obsession with this metric is a relic of outdated thinking, propped up by venture capitalists and spreadsheet jockeys who've never built a sustainable business? The truth? Burn rate is a distraction. It's a rear-view mirror metric, masquerading as foresight, lulling founders into a false sense of control, while the real drivers of growth or collapse go ignored. If you're still obsessing over how fast you're burning cash, you're playing a losing game. Why? Conventional wisdom fails you. The startup world is addicted to burn rate because it's simple, measurable, and fits neatly into pitch decks. But simplicity is not wisdom. The real failure of burn rate analytics is that it ignores value creation. Cash burn doesn't tell you if you're burning wisely, promotes short-termism founders, cut growth levers to extend runway, starving future revenue. Mises inflection points. A high burn rate can be brilliant. See Tesla, Amazon, or catastrophic. See WeWork. The number alone is meaningless. The companies that win aren't the ones that burn the slowest, they're the ones that burn the smartest. Unconventional insights that rewrite the rules. 1. Burn rate is a vanity metric. Cash efficiency is what matters. The real question isn't how fast are we burning cash, but what are we buying with each dollar? Case study: Slack burned aggressively in its early days, pouring money into product-led growth. Conventional wisdom said they were reckless. Reality? They were buying dominance. Every dollar spent on user acquisition compounded into network effects that made them unstoppable. Rule of thumb: if your CAC payback period is shrinking and customer lifetime value is rising, a high burn rate isn't a risk, it's an investment. Burn rate without context is like counting footsteps without asking if you're running in the right direction. 2. The runway myth: death comes faster than your spreadsheet predicts. Founders love calculating runway. We have 18 months of cash left. But runway is a fantasy, psychological trap. Humans are terrible at linear projections. Startups don't die gradually, they hit a cliff when a key deal falls through, churn spikes, or a competitor moves. Better metric: survivability. How many paths do you have to profitability or funding? If your plan depends on a single bet, e.g., we just need this one partnership, you're already in trouble. A long runway just means you'll take longer to crash if you're flying blind. 3. Negative gross margin is the real killer, not burn rate. Most startups obsess over operating expenses burn, but ignore the silent assassin: negative gross margins. Why it matters: if it costs you 1.1 to deliver, 1.1 to deliver 1 in revenue, no amount of cost cutting will save you. Scale accelerates your death. Case study: MoviePass infamously burned millions on customer acquisition, but their fatal flaw wasn't burn rate, was a fundamentally unsustainable unit economy. They lost money on every transaction. You can't cut your way to profitability if your product loses money at scale. 4. The best companies sometimes burn faster on purpose. Elon Musk didn't save Tesla by cutting costs, doubled down on growth during the 2008 crisis, betting on the moon. Jeff Bezos ran Amazon at near zero profits for years, reinvesting everything into scale. Strategic burn. There are moments when accelerating burn is the right move: entering a new market, locking in a monopoly, or capitalizing on a temporary advantage. Key insight: the question isn't how do we reduce burn, but how do we maximize return on burn? Winners don't fear the burn, they harness it. The call to action: break free from the burn rate cult. It's time to retire the mindless worship of burn rate analytics. Instead, measure what matters. Track cash efficiency, LTV, CAC, gross margins, and capital productivity. Embrace strategic burns. Sometimes, spending faster is the smartest move. Build buffers, not runways. Diversify revenue streams and secure flexible capital before you're desperate. The future belongs to founders who think beyond the spreadsheet, who understand that money is fuel, not just a countdown clock. The only burn rate that matters is the one that lights the fire of your dominance. Now go challenge everything. Stop letting outdated advice dictate your strategy. Burn rate isn't your enemy misusing it is. If you want to build a dominant company, measure what actually matters. Drop a comment below. What's one metric you're rethinking after this? And if you found this eye-opening, hit like, subscribe, and let's expose more startup myths together.